Well, good morning. I'm sorry we're having some technical difficulties at our office this morning. I'd like to call this meeting to order. Thank you for joining us here at West and Gabriel MLS Breakfast Meeting. I'm Cecilia Rudar, and I am in charge of this MLS meeting this morning. Please remember to join us weekly as we have our virtual MLS breakfast meetings every Thursday at 9 a.m. And as always, this meeting is being recorded and will be available online on our YouTube channel at West and Gabriel Valley Realtors. Please remember to follow the WSGVR social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also watch all of our pre-recorded meetings. You want to show your friends and family what you do every Thursday morning? Good way to do it. WSGVR introduced a new text message service for updates. Text WSGVR to the number 72727. Okay, and now for our quick tip of the day. All right, this quick tip comes from our CRMLS. They have a new training portal, and they want to help us make the most of the tools that we get through our MLS at no additional cost. CRMLS has launched a new training portal in your listing toolbox. This portal will give you a single unified resource where you can register for, cancel, and manage every kind of training they offer. To access this portal, click on the listing toolbox icon on your MLS dashboard inside the toolbox. Click on training on the left-hand side menu. This link will take you to their new training portal where you'll see a class list and training calendar with all the courses relevant to you. So there's no excuse. Anytime you've got a quick couple minutes, 15 minutes, jump on and learn something new. Okay, now just remember that today's agenda consists of our affiliate spotlight, John Wax from Snap NHD. Our speaker will be Alan Ibarra from Rocket Roofing. And just a reminder that to be eligible for today's raffles and prizes, you must be a WSGVR member and your name must be displayed to win. And that includes our affiliates. We will not accept telephone numbers. Okay, today our affiliate spotlight will be brought to you by our affiliate committee. Our chair is Brandon Savronsky, First American NHD, and our vice chair is Joseph Nugent from Pillar to Post Inspectors. Okay, our affiliate spotlight this morning is John Wax from Snap NHD. The floor is yours, John.
Thank you, Cecilia, and I want to thank the West San Gabriel Association, which I've been a proud member for over 24 years, for allowing me to have this opportunity. A little bit about me. I'm John Wax with Snap NHD. I've been in the business for almost 28 years, providing NHD tax and environmental reports, including educational opportunities. This is the core group. We have 3 generations of Waxes here. My dad is turning 97 next year. My son is 20, and we're very proud of him. He's in civil engineering over at Cal State Northridge. And we're over at my dad's house. Here we are putting some fun stuff together, taking advantage of the Getty Museum. If you haven't been there, please go there. It's a wonderful outside and inside experience. My son had a project that he had to do for art history. So we went and he checked out all the exhibits and things they had there, and then had a bite of lunch. And it's just a great place. So if you haven't done so, we like to go to museums and do stuff together. One of our other great things that we love to do is eat. And so we like to go teppin'. And if we're not doing it ourselves, we go to like places like Something Fishy or Chocho-san or Yamashiro, or something of that nature, and just enjoy and partake. My dad loves it. The whole family loves it. A little bit about Snap NHD. Snap NHD has a snapshot in the very front of the report underneath the NHD statement. There, in a glance, you can see whether or not you have to look to another page to see if there's anything in the hazard zones. Once you go to that page, you just click on the item that's in it and it brings you to the explanation page. So it's real easy to use. You can order 24/7 online and receive in minutes. You order through me, I can get it to you very fast, usually within an hour, if it's after hours. And all parties are covered by our E&O insurance of $10 million. We step in the shoes to protect you. And even on weekends, even on holidays, you can get your reports in minutes online. And the other thing is we're the only company with the fire FHDS car form, which came into effect last year in July. It's the fire hardening defensive space disclosure car form, and it's an addendum. And just a real quick tip that I got from Gov Hutchinson about this. There is no requirement in Southern California that you have to have an inspection. The seller does not have to do an inspection. He can put it on the buyer. He just has to give the form to the buyer, and then they sign off, the parties sign off, and then the buyer has up to 1 year after close of escrow to get the documentation and inspection. And there's nowhere, they just hold on to it, because no one's going to knock on their doors and say, hey, where's the form? Are you in compliance? There is no enforcement at this time. If you want your NHDs right on, I thank you very much. Call John, and let's have a great meeting. And I'm here to help you. My information will be in the chat.
Thank you, John. Love seeing your family and you together with that. Okay, today we have some top affiliates that are going to introduce themselves. And so let's have our scroll. Juanita Wu from Home Warranty of America. Juanita.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Unita Wu from Home Warranty of America, your 13 months home warranty. Can you guys see me? I'm sorry, I'm having issue today. I'm sorry, Unita Wu from Home Warranty of America, your 13 months home warranty. Thank you again for your support. I appreciate you all. Have a great day.
Thank you, Juanita. Now, Mark Wu from Allstate Insurance.
Good morning, everybody. Mark with Allstate Insurance for your property insurance needs. Have a fabulous week.
Thank you, Mark. And back to John. There he is.
Good morning, everyone. John Wax with Snap NHD again, Natural Hazard Disclosures. Have a wonderful day.
Annie Fan is not here today, this morning.
Moving on to Marcus Jacques.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, family from Western San Gabriel Valley Association of Realtors. It's Marcus with Western Resources Title, and happy about the first signs of spring, which are just listed and just sold. Make it a great caravan. Talk to you later. Bye.
Thanks, Marcus. AAA.
Good morning.
Investments, Judy Chu.
Good morning, Judy Chow, Senior Loan Officer from AA Capital Investment. Speak Chinese and English. Let me help you pre-qualify your client and get him funded and closed. Thank you very much. Have a great week.
Thank you, Judy. Nancy Chan from Lawyers Title.
Good morning, Sil. Good morning, everybody. Nancy Chan, Lawyers Title. Thank you for your support. John, good job. Love your dad.
Teresa Lamb from Corinthian Title.
Good morning. This is Teresa Lamb with Corinthian Title Company. Thank you. And it's nice to see you today, and have a very productive day.
Thank you, Teresa. Cosmo Sanchez from New Aim Funding.
Good morning. I am your mortgage specialist. Please reach out with any questions. Thank you.
Sandy Franco, First American Home Warranty.
Good morning, everyone. Sandy Franco, First American Home Warranty. Have a fabulous week.
Thank you. Brandon Savronsky, First American NHD.
Good morning, everyone. This is Brandon Savransky with First American NHD. Have a fantastic rest of your week, and I hope to see you guys soon.
Angie Tang from First American Title.
Thank you. I'm so surprised the three of us are on the slides today together. Last of the First American team, Angie Tang, First American title. Have a wonderful caravan. Thank you.
Thank you, Angie. And now for today, we have 3 open pitches. So let's start with our first open pitch. Remember, you can always add your properties to the open pitching. Contact WSG via our office. We have 9805 Brockway in El Monte. And who's here to represent that? Jason Burns.
Hello, good morning, everybody. Yes, so for this property, 9805 Brockway, it is a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom. It is fully updated, and it has a 2-car attached garage. Some notable things here in this house is the ceiling is a vaulted ceiling. We've got everything has been refinished hardwood floors, and there are peekaboo mountain views as well. So this home has had a lot of interest. In the backyard, there is a brick barbecue area as well, and a covered patio area, perfect for dining al fresco. So this property, we're showing it today from 10 to 2 p.m. And then in the evening today, we have a twilight showing from 4 to 6 p.m. where we will be serving tacos. So we hope to see many people there.
Okay, dinner on Jason. 5743 North Gladys Avenue in San Gabriel. Jason again?
Yes. So for this property here, this has gotten a lot of interest. It is an investment opportunity. It's 5,427 square foot lot. That's what it sits on. Some notable things about this property is its close proximity to the San Gabriel Country Club, the Huntington Library. And like I mentioned before, it's just a great investment opportunity, a lot of opportunity for creating whatever you'd like in this home. It is a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom, and it also has a detached garage. Another notable thing here is that there is a fireplace in the living room, and a ceiling fan in the dining room.
Okay, Catherine Torres is here to represent 301 De La Fuente in Monterey Park. That they will be having open house this afternoon from 3:30 to 6:30. Looks like a very beautiful home. Okay, so today we're going to welcome a new speaker to West San Gabriel. He has just joined our association. So we're giving him the opportunity to talk about roofs. Alan Ibarra is from Rocket Roofing. Alan, go ahead.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Thank you for that short introduction. Yes, my name is Alan with Rocket Roofing. This morning, we're going to be briefly discussing the topics of roofs, why they're important during a real estate transaction, and what to look for during the inspection, certification, and repair process. We will just go topic by topic until we get to the question and answer. If there's anything in particular that anybody wants to know or wants to hear, just feel free to ask towards the end or even at any point in the middle of the discussion. So I'll start with introducing myself. My name is Alan Ibarra. I am co-owner of Rocket Roofing. We are a residential and commercial roofing company in Southern California, covering all 5 counties. We specialize in the roof certification, the roof inspection, repairs, maintenance, and complete installations. So let's talk about the importance of the roof and why this even relates to the real estate transaction. If you look at the roof, if you look at the foundation, you look at the HVAC system, those 3 components of a home typically stand out to the buyers as being some of the more important areas of the home. Anytime they go into an escrow or go into a home inspection scenario, some of the questions I always get asked are, what's the condition of the roof, condition of the foundation, how's the HVAC system working? There is a level of fear and anxiety when it comes to the roofs, the foundations, and the HVAC. I think a lot of individuals, intelligently, apply a lot of weight on them due to the fact that they are crucial in the way the entire property operates. The roof is not the roof, okay? If you have an electrical issue, it's an isolated problem. If you have a plumbing leak, it's an isolated problem, unless it's somewhere inside the walls or ceilings. With the roof, it's actually a compounding problem, because if you have a leaky roof, it affects the interior of the home. You're going to have damp insulation that needs to be remediated. You're going to potentially have damaged drywall, flooring, or wall surfaces that need to be attended to. Moisture within the home obviously can lead to mold and microbacteria, which nobody wants within inside their residence. And then also they have the main concern, which is why that water came in, which is the roof. Okay. So the roofs realistically can be a compounding problem. Another part of the roofing system is that you can't get away from it. It is one of the greatest attributes to your home. So your curb appeal, anytime you pull up to your house, unless you have a flat roof, Spanish style, you're going to see some portion of your roof, if not a large portion. It's going to dramatically change the overall curb appeal and appearance of your property. So making sure that the roof is maintained not only for water encroachment issues, but for overall aesthetics and longevity is always crucial. Knowing that, once again, buyers are always a little bit pickier when it comes to the condition of the roof from our experience. Maybe because we only work with buyers who contact us for their roof concerns that we feel it's such a high topic, but realistically it is. So that's one of the reasons we're here to discuss roofs right now, just because in the eyes of most buyers and sellers, the roof is one of those things that everybody hopes just passes with flying colors. There is no significant issues and or replacements that are needed. So what is a roof inspection? There's a lot of ways to inspect it. First and foremost, I always recommend everybody get their general home inspection. There is never a good reason to not get one done. The general home inspector should be able to traverse the roof. Home inspectors are not required to walk the roof. They can view it from the ground. You can see a docoscope, which is an extension pole with a camera attachment. They can view it from the ladder on the eaves in any angle that they can. They can view it now with drones. So there's a lot of ways for them to look at the roof, but it's not technically required in their SOPs to actually climb and walk the roof. The general home inspector should do a good job in identifying what the overall condition is. What is the general condition of the roof? Is there any obvious damage to it? Is there any obvious missing materials, tiles, or shingles that have been damaged? What is the overall condition of the flashings and penetrations, etc.? They can never speak towards the longevity of the roof, the overall quality of the roof, and or if there's any type of water encroachment or potential for water encroachment. Nobody can identify at any point, unless it's raining and you're inside the attic observing it, whether or not you have an active leak. So the roofs are still, even with the most thorough inspector or most thorough inspection company, still void of some level of liability, okay? Even we can learn everything we want to know about them on a dry day, but there's still potential for not knowing if there's a particular area of the house where water wants to encroach. When you order a roof inspection from a licensed roofer, it goes a little bit further. We have a little bit more leeway in our inspections than the actual general home inspector does. For example, we will walk every single roof that we can, or that we're allowed to. Sometimes there's been sellers that don't want us, and we have to revert back to drone or docoscope. On a tile situation, we will be lifting tiles in general field areas throughout the property. Underneath the tiles is the most important part of the roof, which is going to be the water barrier. And we'll discuss that in a few minutes with some examples. That underlayment is so crucial. Without looking at it, we cannot determine what the longevity and the overall health of that roof is. So it's imperative to get examples from different fields, south facing, north facing, around valleys, around the eave edge where it's vulnerable. That way we can paint a complete picture and come with a very inclusive decision as to what we feel about that roof, okay? So the difference between the general inspection and a roofer performing an inspection is just the level of thoroughness, okay? Once again, the roofer is going to be concentrated only on the roof and its related components. The general home inspector is going to be related, looking at the roof and every other part of the house. So obviously less attention is going to be spent diving into the crucial areas of that particular roof. We get asked a lot for roof certification. So what is the difference between a roof inspection, a roof certification? What is a certification in a nutshell? Originally, many years ago, we never heard the term certification. It would come up primarily when insurance providers and or appraisers, so the underwriters or the lender, were requesting them. Once again, if the insurance company sends out their agent, broker, or adjuster to do a preview of the house for the homeowners association, from the ground level, they observe something that just wasn't right. They would normally call out for or request a roof certification. Realistically, in the past, what that was is just a loosely filled out letter, maybe a couple of photos on a letterhead from a licensed roofer stating that the roof was assessed on this effective date, whatever that date might have been, and we determined that the roof has X amount of life left in it. That's really what it was. No services were being performed, no warranties or guarantees were attached. That roof leaked or failed. There was really nobody, on the hook for it. It was just kind of going to be the homeowner's responsibility and kind of the insurance responsibility as well. But we've, over the years, have started to kind of shy away from that. There is a lot of companies out there that are starting to add a little bit more value under the term roof certification. So the roof certification, the way we see it nowadays, is basically anybody, a homeowner, a seller, an agent, just a insurance company, a lender, anybody can order the roof certification on any specified property. We still perform that same diligent inspection. We'll go out there, we'll review the roof in its entirety, its overall condition, all the components of that roof, antennas, chimneys, skylights, rain caps, flashings, penetrations, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Once we make a determination that, hey, we feel this roof has 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, or 12 years of life expectancy, we will certify it. We also have what we call the leak-free warranties. So with every certification, a leak-free guarantee is attached. I can't speak for every company because everybody is a little bit different. But what we're trying to do now is add value and peace of mind to the client, so the homeowner and or buyer. So once we determine that the roof is satisfactory, we will turn in a summary report, have some verbiage regarding the overall observations, disclosure page, photo attachments for references, and then you'll get the certification, which was once again a leak-free warranty. Those leak-free warranties do cover for periods of 2 year, 3 year, or 5 year. They can be extended at the end of the policy period, like any other type of insurance, just to add a little bit more protection. But generally speaking, that's what they're used for. Okay. Once again, the premises when they come up is normally during insurance and or lending practices when they want to make sure that the roof is sound because they noted something from their ground elevation when they were performing their assessment. And we come out there to assist them. But we've been noticing home buyers reaching out to us independently after their home inspection, to try to gauge the severity of the concerns. So once again, kind of backtracking a little bit, home inspector finds a notable issue. Clients make a lot of their decisions based off of cost and complexity. They know they have an issue with the roof. They can see it. They want to know how bad is it or how serious is it. Most of them are making those decisions based off of the cost to correct it. If I tell them, hey, this is a spot repair, it can be fixed, a lot of them are more likely to move forward in their transaction knowing that it's a very manageable feat to go ahead and accomplish that roof repair. If I say the roof is expired, or a roofer in general, not just me, says the roof is expired, there's no way to bring life to it, it has to be removed and replaced. Obviously, there's more dollar values attached to that type of service. So now that's going to be lingering as a higher priority for them in those negotiations or those final moments of determining whether or not they're moving forward in their contingency period. So once again, we get called a lot just to kind of identify and interpret what those conditions of the roofs are. known defects are found, what is the cost and complexity associated with those concerns? Once we could put things in perspective for the client, they have the information and the tools necessary to make educated decisions and then move forward accordingly. When it goes back to the roof certification, we always remind them we can certify, a roof can be certified with less than perfect condition. The roof does not have to be perfect. It just has to be free of wind damage, physical damage, holes or perforations. So the roof does not have to be perfect for it to be watertight. So that's one of the things that we try to specify when we're doing our assessments and we're performing our certification services, okay? So before we can even dive into what are the common defects, we first have to understand what the roof is actually comprised of. What is the makeup of the roof and what are all the key components of a roof? I don't have a diagram for every type of roof, but I do have one for a shingle type roof, okay? So anytime you have a roof, the most fundamental aspect of that roof is the foundation that it's built on. The framing with inside the attic, so your rafters, your trusses, your ridges, your purlin walls, your collar ties. In addition to that, the ventilation. What kind of ventilation do you have inside your attic? Because that does play a factor for the longevity of the roof. The expansion and contraction of the wood sheeting can affect the installation, overall condition, and life expectancy of the actual roof covering and underlayment. So what kind of ventilation? Do you have soffit vents towards the bottom? Do you have gable vents? Do you have mechanical turbine vents? Do you have ridge vents? So during your roof inspection, these are the things that will be determined. Does the roof have adequate amount of ventilation? In addition to that is insulation. There is so many forms of insulation, it's unmanageable. But the most common here in Southern California are going to be mineral or fiberglass. They're either going to be blown, which is just loosely filled inside, or they're going to be back, where they come in big rolls and they're tucked in between the ceiling joists and or even in some cases the rafters. So taking a look at the overall energy efficiency of the attic, the level of ventilation speaks directly towards what the overall condition and longevity of this roof structure is going to be. Outside of the ventilation and structure, we're going to have the sheeting. The sheeting, once again, is the foundation of the roof system. This particular illustration is an OSB. It's orientated strand board. Looks very similar to this here, okay? There's also plywood. There's 3-ply, there's CDX, and there's skip sheeting. So once again, in Southern California, you're likely going to see a lot of skip sheeting, OSB, Tech Shield, or plywood. All three of them are fantastic, okay? Skip sheeting, there's a couple specific things, the spacing between the planks, etc. Other than that, it's still good material that the counties and the cities allow us to nail to. There are a handful, when I say handful, probably still tens of thousands of roofs in Southern California that have a wood shake. So instead of having a nice solid sheeting, you have the skip sheeting that's spaced maybe 8 to 10 inches in some cases, and then you have a cedar shake on top of it. A lot of individuals have installed materials like shingles on that. The unfortunate situation is that is not allowed. So in most cases, if the roof is already comprised of a wood shake with shingle installation and it's in good shape, the outermost cap, we'll just say, hey, at next roof replacement, we're going to suggest, because the county or the city is going to suggest, that everything be stripped back down and a new solid base be installed, okay? But just to let you guys know, that does come up a lot. I've seen a lot of inspection reports where it says, there's staining in the attic that's all over the attic. I look inside the attic and it's wood shake. That wood shake has no underlayment. It's an absorbent material. Before the cap sheet shingles were installed, it was the only and the most outer part of that roof covering, and it's absorbing water, okay? So structurally, everything was sound. There was a lot of stains not active, but once again, starts to draw a lot of concerns. And we see a lot of that when it comes to the wood shake sheeting underneath. So FYI, this is going to be one of the most important aspects of your roof moving forward. The next part is the water barrier. So I'm going to walk you guys through just basically a general installation practice. So now that we have our sheeting installed, we want to address the most vulnerable and high aptitude areas of the roof. Those are going to be the valleys, and those are going to be the eave areas. All the roof's water is going to end up passing through one of those two locations. So these two materials are going to be normally a thicker grade 70-pound emulsion paper. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see it in the screen. It's heavy duty, feels like rubber. It's amazing stuff. One thing you're going to notice about this particular material is that it's actually stuck on. It's self-adhering. The reason why it's self-adhering is because we don't want nail holes or nail pops or nails receding in all these vulnerable areas. So if we have a nice clean surface, we're able to apply the peel and stick 70-pound emulsion water barriers on all of our valleys and eaves. It gives us a good base foundation in those compromised or vulnerable areas of the roof pitch. Okay, so that is one of the most important steps. We've seen a lot of roofers skip this, especially in existing homes that were 20, 30 years old, you know, so the roofs are towards the end of life. They didn't have this type of system. Inside the attics, you were seeing some wood rot. A lot of it was related to this. Same thing with termite. When you're finding damage along the fascias, the soffits, the rafter tails, a lot of it is because they don't have proper water barrier along those perimeters where the water's traveling 100% of the time when it rains. Okay. After the water barrier, we're going to have a starter strip. Okay. So the starter strip is going to be a granulated strip. It's going to go right over the water barrier along the entire eave. Okay. I'm going to show you another example of that. So this is a starter strip. As you can see, it's splat all the way across, comes in long rolls and strips. This is a shingle. Shingles have tabs in them. Starter strip does not have a tab, does not allow water to run in between it or around it. Okay, so that is going to be the primary difference. That the starter strip is going to be a granulated strip that goes all the way around the perimeter, even on the rake edges, the uphill slopes, and it's going to be non-tabbed to not allow water to get in underneath them. Okay. Now we're ready to waterproof the roof. Okay. In this particular example, you have a synthetic underlayment. This right now is the most commonly used underlayment around. Okay. Most lift and relays on existing structures, most new roofs are all being lined with either tiger paw or some form of synthetic. The reason why they're like this material is because of its UV reflectiveness. Everything now in California as it relates to roofing is Title 24. How can we become more efficient? How can our materials be more reflective? When you're dealing with emulsion, which is a petroleum-based product, it absorbs a lot of heat. So it puts strain on the energy use within the home to combat that heat absorption through the roof into the attic and then eventually into the home. So as we're progressing and moving forward in our building developments and our technologies and our understanding of how things work, we've really gone to the synthetic underlayment. This is not only water pliable, but it's also, once again, going to be more UV protected. We're not going to go into full details on the installation of this material. It's pretty simple. You're going to use cat nails spaced every 12 to 16 inches in a staggered pattern. Okay. Next is our shingles. So this is the fun part that everybody likes to pick. You know, this is what's gonna be with the home for 30 years. You know, very, very long time. The roof is gonna be with that home and a very present part of it, aesthetically and or for water protection. There's going to be a lot of types of shingles. Primarily what we're using now is a minimum of duration cool. That is the Title 24 compliant material, and it comes in an array of colors. Clients can choose everything from the whites to the onyxes, which is on the darker black side. Most popular colors are going to be the night skies and the, in the darker gray areas. You have the desert tans and the brown woods and the ambers. There are just so many options when it comes to fulfilling the aesthetic and curb appeal of your home when it comes to installing a new roof, that the shingles are by far one of the most comprehensive type because you have so many options. The shingle installation, once again, it's going to be the outermost covering. This also is going to allow sun deflection and water protection, as well as give the overall aesthetic of the roof. This illustration here is ridge vents. We're not going to go into it. I have a little demo here as well. I guess we can do it really quick. I already brought it up. So when you have your roof, let's just say we have our little mock roof system here, courtesy of Owens Corning. So you have your mock roof system. This is going to be your field shingles. This is going to be the spine of the roof. You'll see this on the ridge and even on the rakes. Another way to ventilate the roof, and this is probably going to be one of the most effective, is going to be your ridge vents. So you can see your underlayment here, okay, the synthetic that we were discussing. Now here's your ridge vent. If you look at it from within inside the attic, well, let's just imagine you're inside the attic looking up, your ridge is going to be open. So all that hot air is going to be evaporating and or escaping from here and creating a perfect passive air system. A passive air system only works if you have two forms of ventilation. If you can ventilate the lowest part of the attic through those soffits, it's going to bring cold air into the home, into that attic space. Cold air is identified as anything that's outdoors. Even if it's 100 degrees outside, that 100-degree temperature is still colder than the hot air that's inside the attic. So as that cold air outdoor enters from the lowest part of the attic, it's going to eventually start pushing all that hot air out, okay? There's no other place that's higher or in the roof pitch than the ridge itself. So this type of ventilation might be the most effective type of venting an attic. Once it's covered, you never notice it unless you're looking at it from the side. It'll have a few perforations, once again, just to allow it to breathe. No, water does not travel in underneath these. They are designed very well, so nothing to worry about there. But that's just one form of ventilation for the attic structure and the roof system itself.
Okay, Alan, our time is up, and we do have a couple of questions if you've got time to stick around to answer them.
Okay.
Okay, question from Judy Chow. How much is a roof certification, say on a 2,000 square foot house? And does it differ if it's a 2-year cert or a 3-year or a 5-year cert?
Yeah, so I can't speak to every company because everybody's a little bit different. It can range anywhere from $275 to $875, depending on the roofing company or contractor. I can speak for ourselves. A 2-year leak-free warranty certification would be $275, 3 years $375, 5 years $575.
Okay, very good. Next question. How long has Rocket Roofing been in business?
We're young guns, 27 months only.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're new. We're babies.
All right. And what's the size of your company?
So right now we have 6 full-time employees, and then we have 2 subcontractors that assist us in demos. With the subcontractors, we have 9 on one crew and 11 on the other. But in-house, full-time working for you guys, we have 6.
Okay, fine. And does the color of the roof make any difference for heat?
No, the lighter colors will deflect a little bit more sunlight than the darker colors. But realistically, the difference is so minimal now that it really doesn't have any importance. But yeah, lighter roof, more reflectiveness.
Okay, fine. Let me double check and see if we have any more. There's algae on the roof. Is it an expensive fix? And how much for like a 3,200 square foot house?
So algae growth primarily is caused by lack of sunlight. So most roofs that are north facing or west facing are going to experience it. You can see it on the south and east sides if there's large tree canopies blocking the sunlight. Realistically, if it's on a tile roof, you can just pressure wash it. You start off with a low RPM and you work your way up so you don't damage the tile. On shingles, once again, you have to look at the overall condition of the granules, because if we apply high pressure water on that roof covering, there's a potential for us to rinse the granules off and actually deplete the life expectancy. There's phosphoric acids that can be mixed in with the pressure washer hopper just to kind of help eat away at that calcification. So low water pressure can be used, but it's going to be case by case. So prices vary. I would say somewhere around $725 is normally what we've seen for the pressure washing charges, because we're algae slick, we're on the roof and we're wetting it. We're creating very dangerous situations for ourselves and our technicians. So we just have to make sure that the fees correlate with the risk that's being taken to achieve such a simple project or task.
Okay, thank you. And there is one other question. And then I think you're off the hook, Alan. How
Some
about
more.
a flat roof?
I barely got halfway through my presentation.
We'll have to bring you back then. How about a flat roof? And I don't know what the question underlying is from Carol
Hey,
Wayne,
once
maybe.
you say flat roof, everybody knows what you mean. All right. Flat roofs are very common. Schools, commercial, residential. I mean, we've been putting flat roofs on roofs since the beginning of time, you know. Flat roofs, unfortunately, are problematic. The less pitch you have, the more water sits on your roof. Any imperfections in the lap joints or transitions between a parapet wall or a flashing or your scupper or the field materials as they under and overlap themselves can be and will be problematic. Unfortunately, and I don't want to put flat roofs out there, they keep us the busiest. Okay. Flat roofs will require more diligence, okay, on behest of the homeowner in regards to seasonal maintenance and seasonal touch-ups and repairs. A flat roof is not a type of roof that you can ignore for a long period of time without regretting it. So will we stop installing flat roofs? No, flat roofs will be here for the test of time. They've improved materials. They've gone from like granulated, rolled modified, and even old hot mopping to EPDM and TPOs, which are a better quality product. But once again, it's all about the adhesion of the product. Over time, as the sun hits it, it's going to start to heat. It's going to expand and contract. Some of those joints, even after the initial installation, it could be perfect. It will start to separate from themselves and require somebody to go back in there and reseal and reapply mastics to those transitions. So if you have a flat roof, don't worry, but do not let it go too far. Every 3 to 5 years, have it professionally looked at. If it's not leaking, if it is leaking, obviously just call a licensed roofer in your area or call us.
Okay, there are several more in-depth questions. I'm going to have to pass them on to you personally, and maybe you can get in touch with them through the chat. And if not, please call Alan Ibarra. You've got his number. This has been extremely informational. I've been in the business 55 years, and I can't understand why we haven't had a speaker telling us about, the particulars of the roof. Thank you very much, Alan, for coming to our association and being part of it. We look forward to seeing you again. Thank you very much. Moving on, we have an attendance drawing. Please make sure when your name is called that you type in your name, your DRE number, and your email address in the chat box. If you're on the phone, sorry, we don't take any phone numbers. We will call your name 3 times, and if you do not answer and respond within the 3rd time, we move on to the next one, and there are no exceptions to that rule. Okay, moving right along. Please make sure to participate in our education classes. Oops, okay, we're gonna do the wheel first. All right, go ahead. Our first. Tracy Chen. Tracy, are you here?
I'm
None.
here. I'm here.
Yay.
Tracy, please type your email,
Yes.
your name and your email into the chat box, please.
Okay, I will. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next. Looks like Lucia Tam. Lucky winner. Lucia, are you here?
I'm here. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Lucia, please type
Lucia.
your name in the chat box, your email in the chat box.
Thank you.
All right, next. Oh, Lorraine Clark. Lorraine, are you here?
Lorraine, unmute yourself.
I'm
There you
trying. There you go. All right, she's here. She's in the house. Put your email address in for Berlin. And we have our third winner. All right, now, join our education classes here at West San Gabriel. We have the commercial seminar, tax issues affecting U.S. property investors on Tuesday, March 8th, 12 to 1, and it's free. On March 11th, that's a Friday, we have the 45-hour DRE license renewal continuing education course. That is a paid CAR course, I believe, $85, 9:30 to 12:30. But if you need that renewal for your license, it's worth every second of it. Virtual Zip Form Plus training. This is free from our CRMLS on Monday, March 14th, 9:30 to 12:30. And our Meet and Learn typical title clearance problems. And that is for March 15th, 11 to 12, and that is free. Okay, well, thank you very much. Make sure that you support our affiliates. That's always been a big thing with me. I have always, when an affiliate calls and wants my business, I ask them if they're a member of the association. And if not, I make sure they have the association phone number and tell them when they join, call me back. So support our affiliates, please. Our next meeting will be March 10th at 9 a.m. Join us. Karen Herrera, our government affairs director, is going to be speaking to us. She's brand new to our association, and I really hope that everybody turns out to listen to what she's got to say. She's a very smart lady, and she's getting us noticed in the political world. Okay, now remember that for every MLS breakfast meeting, you will have to remain virtual until further notice. We'll be having meetings trying to get us back live. And when we go live, we will also be virtual. So we'll have a hybrid meeting. All right, visit us at wsgvar.com. And our meeting is adjourned, and we're 6 minutes early. But I didn't introduce myself. I didn't introduce my bio because we were having some technical difficulties. I'm going to pass that on to next week. And if you don't know me by now, we're in trouble. Okay. Don't forget to register for next week's drawing. And that's it. Meeting is adjourned.